It is good if you will bring to your conscious mind that which you are most wanting as a result of being together here tonight. For as you identify that which you are wanting, as you offer forth that thought, then you begin vibrating there. And as you vibrate there, then that is your power of attraction. It is our expectation that as a result of this gathering tonight, that together, this combination of beings, which has never been together before in all of the universe, will add unto in a way that has never been before. And in that way we will all be fulfilling our intention for being. Agreed? As we are talking about that which you are about, and offering your variety of perspectives as well as ours, we will go beyond that which has been, and that is really the purpose of your physical experience. You have emerged into these bodies in this very specific, very deliberately chosen time and place, with the intent of focusing here and allowing the broadness of your inner mind to focus through you for the purpose of going beyond. We will leave it to you.
Question?
From what you have said on your tapes, it seems to me that it should be possible for me to regrow my amputated foot and ankle, and my son to regenerate his retina. And I want to know if I'm interpreting that correctly.
Good. You are the rabbit, or you want enough to be?
No, I don't want you all jumping up and down off of there.
You are understanding that your physical body is very regenerating. You will create whatever you are allowing. It is a matter of wanting and allowing. Now, the thing about something that is extreme is that the thoughts that have been thought before about it and the thoughts that surround you about it very often are very powerful and very influential. And so it takes extraordinary focus, very strong wanting and very strong believing in order to accomplish that which by your physical standards has not been before. We will say unto you that there is not that which you can want that is not possible. What we have noticed that usually happens in a case where there is powerful wanting of that nature is that your body compensates in some sort of other way, or that you find some physical way of compensating, but that the state of being and the state of having, in terms of the having of the life experience, becomes whole. You are following? The tricky thing about physicalness is that so often you decide, as you look around at the world that is around you, that the standards that have been established as the norm must be that which all of you live in order to have your happy state of being. And what you are discovering is that this is certainly not the case. All of the having and all of the doing is for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is for the enhancement of the state of being. But it is certainly not necessary that all of you live the identical state of doing and having in order to have your precise and perfect state of being, you see. And so as we are moving forward here tonight, you will hear from us many very specific processes, and as they are directed at you, you will know it. Some very specific application of thought that you may apply if that is your wanting. Enough? Good. What more?
I've been doing some automatic writing and trying to develop myself in this way. Is this something I should pursue?
It is a new habit for you.
Yes.
The moving of the microphone.
Yes.
There is not anything in the universe that you should do. It is only that which you are wanting, and then that which you are allowing. We'll say to you that you are acknowledging that your inner being exists. You are acknowledging that your inner being exists in a place of pure, positive energy. You are acknowledging that your inner being has broad perspective, not just a broad perspective of that which you are living here, but exists as the culmination of all that you have lived through all of those life experiences that have come before, and all of that perspective that is being gathered now, even though not through these physical eyes. And so as you acknowledge the magnificence of your own inner being, we can see why it would be interesting or even wanting that you would allow some of that broader perspective to flow through you. And so if we were sitting in your physical shoes, it would be something that we would want to experience. But it is not for anyone other than you to decide what you are wanting. We'll say to you, your inner being is jumping up and down, excited about the avenue of receiving and offering. But you must understand that there is not anything that you are obligated to. In other words, you said, as you decided to emerge into this physical time and place, I will go forth and I will chew upon the data here, and I will become very familiar, and I will focus very specifically upon this time and place, and then I will allow the broadness of my beingness to shine forth to add clarity, opening a passageway, not only for the benefit of me receiving from non-physical, but for the benefit of non-physical receiving from my clarity and my perspective. And so we would say it is a very good process. It is a very good process to sit with the intent of receiving. One thing we will say to you, it is not usually understood by our physical friends who begin receiving, or who even acknowledge that there is something to receive from, who want it. It is good for you, as you sit to receive, to have some idea of what you're wanting to talk about. You would not go to a library and say to the woman at the desk, I would like a book, please. For she would like you to narrow it down just a little bit. What sort of book? What sort of subject? And so as you become clearer and clearer about that which you are wanting to know, or about that which you're wanting to talk about, then you will define the vibration that you are offering in such precision that you will bring great clarity forth in your writing, so that it will continue to be more and more and more and more satisfying unto you, you see. And then it is our belief that at that point you will not say, Abraham, do you think this is something that I should do? You will say, it matters not to me what anyone thinks, this is what I'm doing, you see. Good. Enough?
Thank you.
Abraham, I'm wondering, with a history of blocking my abundance, I seem to be very good at blocking it, and I was wondering if you could push me in the right direction on this, please.
The most important thing for you to acknowledge is that every subject is not one subject, but two. The subjects of abundance or dollars is not one subject, but two. There is the subject of the dollars, having the dollars, and then there is the subject of the lack of the dollars, or the not having. Now, as physical beings, most of you have not been trained to acknowledge that you are the attractors of your experience. You are knowing that now. We know you are knowing. The reason you attract is because you vibrate. And the reason you vibrate is because you think. And so as you are offering a thought toward the lack of dollars, noticing that you want something but there is not enough money, or noticing that there is more payment to be made than there is dollars to make the payment, or noticing that there are things that you want that you do not have the dollars for in this moment, as you are focusing upon the lack of that which you want, in this case the dollars, you are vibrating in that place, and as you are vibrating, you can attract only that which is in harmony with that which you are vibrating with, you see. Now, as you are, the universe does not understand no. And the universe does not understand saying this is something that I do not want. Whenever you give your attention to something, it is a literal summoning of it by your vibration, you see. And so there are two processes that we would encourage you to utilize. The first, and both processes are with the purpose of changing your physical vibration for the attraction or the allowing of what you are wanting. In order to create anything, it is twofold. Identify what you want and then allow it to be. And the allowing part is what we are talking about, the vibrating. In other words, as you say, I really, 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 really want that, but your belief and expectation is that you're not going to have it, you feel rotten. And that is a very essential thing to recognize. When you don't feel good, you are negatively vibrating. And when you're negatively vibrating, you are resisting something that you are wanting or attracting the lack of something that you do want, you see. And so really all that is necessary is that you pay attention to the way that you are feeling. And as you are feeling good, you are attracting what you are wanting regarding the subject of your focus. As you are feeling bad, you are attracting the lack of it. The reason that we are emphasizing, and we will spend a great deal of time talking about emotion here tonight, is it is not possible for you to monitor your thoughts. You have been trained to be very objective, haven't you? You weigh the pros and cons of everything, the pluses and minuses. You look at it from all angles. And as you do that, what happens is you hold yourself in this very physical, very slow, very low vibration of lack. Your inner being exists in a place of pure positive energy. You are acknowledging that much of the time. Your inner being does not acknowledge lack, not in your inner being's experience and not in your experience. And so what happens when you get focused upon the lack of something, and you know you are because you feel rotten, when you get focused upon the lack of something, your inner being cannot vibrate with you. We say he hightails it off into the bushes. Someone said, Abraham, it isn't very nice that my inner being forsakes me when I need him most. And we say it is not a matter of him forsaking you, for he is always focused upon you. But there are times when you are vibrating out of harmony with that which your inner being is. And in those times you cannot receive that broader guidance, you see. And in those times, you see, it is very nice of your inner being, with all of the powerful focus that your inner being has amassed, not to give his full and undivided attention to you when you're focused on lack. Because when you are focused upon lack, whatever you are focused upon, he is offering power to, and your inner being is wise enough not to do that, and what you are wanting to do is to become wise enough not to do that also. And so here are two processes that will be very helpful to you, and you will hear others as we are moving forward. But these are the two most specifically pointed to what you are wanting. Put some dollars in your pocket. 100 is a good sum. Someone said, Abraham, I didn't have 100, so I put an IOU. Is that good? I said, it is not very good to walk around with a debt in your pocket vibrating about it. Put some dollars in your pocket, and as you are moving through the day, notice how many things you could exchange for those dollars. What you will accomplish with that is that you will change your vibration about dollars, literally. Now think about it. As you move through the day, how many times do you say, oh, I would really like to do that, but I can't afford it? Focusing on lack, vibrating in that place of lack, you see. How many times do you say, oh, that is far too expensive. They're crazy to ask such a big price for that. Anytime you are focused upon something where you are feeling that negative emotion, you are negatively attracting. And so what is happening is, if you do not have the abundance in your experience that you are wanting, the balance of your scale is just tipped a little more to the lack side than it is to the abundance side. And it will amaze you how little effort it takes to make the tipping just a little more to the abundance side. It makes a great difference in the way you begin to attract. As you move through your day, look for reasons to say yes. That is a very good game to play. Today I'm going to look for reasons to say yes. Now what this will achieve with you, it will help you notice how many times you say no. And every time you say no to something, the universe hears yes. Because the universe does not understand yes or no. It does not understand any of your words. What the universe hears is focus or attention to a subject. And so if you're focused upon dollars and feeling good about it, you are attracting them. You are vibrating there. If you're focused upon the lack of dollars and not feeling good, you are vibrating there, attracting there. Do you see what we are saying? And so the game of yeses is a very powerful game. You wake up and say, yes to physical experience, yes to the way my feet feel upon the floor, yes to the toothpaste on my brush, yes to the wonderful food I am consuming, yes to the wonderful roadway that I am traveling upon, yes to the vehicle. And Esther got rather carried away in her first days of yeses as she was noticing how many things to say yes to. But the exciting thing is that every time you say yes, your vibrational energy changes just a little bit. Can you imagine a magnet on a table next to a nail? And the magnet is, several feet apart, and you want to see them side by